Alright, the next option in access management is credential management. This is where we make those credentials such as staff keys, the different types of those, emergency key, master key, things like that. We allow you the flexibility to set up whatever kind of keys you want in the system. So I'm going to click on New Credential. I'm going to call this one Emergency Key. Its credential class is Emergency. And you can give it a description if you want. You can choose a default shift schedule. My emergency keys I set up for 24/7. They are allowed access to everything all the time. Next, access point groups. Remember those groups we built earlier? I'm going to select them from the list here. Next, access points. That's points that are not in the groups. I'm going to select the top option there so it gets all of them. And I'm going to save this. So my emergency key has access to all my floors, my elevator, my clubhouse, everything. I'm going to do another new credential. We're going to call this one Master Key. Difference in a master key and emergency key is a master key will have access to whatever doors I tell it, which I'm going to tell it all of them, but it will not have access to override privacy. That's where emergency key works differently. It will override that privacy feature. So I'm going to say this is a staff credential. It's not variable access. It's going to be predefined. So I'm just choose staff. I'm going to say 24/7. Next to my groups, I'm going to choose my 4 groups here. Next to access points, I'm going to choose the maintenance room because you notice the others didn't show up this time, my other common area ones. That's because the staff key automatically has access to my resident commons and my staff commons. This one is the one that wasn't in that list because it was a restricted access, the maintenance room, so I'm choosing it here. I'm going to make another credential here. I'm going to call it staff. This is just your general staff credential that has variable access. That means when I make that credential, I choose what doors it gets into. And I'm going to save that here. And I can make a lot of others if I want, whatever it is I want to, but this is how we make our credentials, credential types here. My emergency key, master key, staff key, things like that. There are others in the list. Maybe I want to do a latch key or emergency lock toggle, limited use, things like that. I'm going to go ahead and make my vendor one also. If you don't make these up front and you come and decide you want to make them later, you will have to reprogram the locks because the locks need to know these keys exist to be able to utilize them. So I'm going to make vendor key here and save it. If you want to go through and make the others, that's great. Whatever kind of keys you want to make and predefine their access for, you can do so here. Thank you.